I made the worst move, and it saved the team. I pushed alone, blinded by adrenaline, straight into a trap. My team got ambushed. No cover, no backup, just regret. But the enemy thought I was bait and shifted half their defense to chase me. That gave my squad the opening to take the objective. Later, my captain said, "Sometimes the wrong move is the perfect distraction." Since then, I've learned you can mess up and still matter. Ever had a mistake turn into a win? Share it below. Right before pulling the trigger, I stopped breathing. I crouched behind that wooden barrier, every sense on edge. No noise, no movement. Just me and my own pulse pounding inside my skull. They were close. I could hear the gravel crunching under their boots, slow, confident. I had the angle, I had the shot, but I froze. Not from fear, but calculation. If I fire too soon, I give up our position. Too late, and they breach. My squad was counting on me to hold the left flank. And in that breathless second, I learned something. Airsoft isn't just about speed, it's about timing, control. I focused. One breath. I became the scope. The first silhouette entered the frame. Click. Clean hit. They scattered, panicked. My shot triggered chaos and bought us 10 seconds. Enough for the flank team to reposition and take control. We didn't win because we rushed. We won because we waited. Because I held my fire. Not from nerves, but from purpose. That one lesson stayed with me. Real control isn't about what you do fast. It's about what you choose to do slow. In this game, the calmest player controls the pace. The one who breathes last, fires first. Ever been frozen at the right time? Comment below. Your mind might just be your best weapon. We had the flag in sight, and still lost. It was supposed to be clean. 2 teams, clear roles. I led the flank while the others made noise center. Smoke dropped, cover set. I crawled behind the barrels, silent. The flag stood in the open, 30 feet ahead, and I thought, we've got this. No sign of enemy movement. I signaled the team to push. As I moved forward, adrenaline kicked in. 10 steps away, I felt it. Not heard, not seen. Felt. Something was off. Then it happened. Gunfire from the left. They were waiting. One of ours went down, then another. They read our plan like an open map. I dove behind cover, hearing shots rip past my shoulder. Crawled to the flag, but didn't reach it. A voice behind me. Don't move. I was done. Game over. That day I learned something painful. No matter how good your strategy looks, you must adapt in real time. We failed because we followed the plan too closely. We didn't adjust when it mattered. They did. Tactics aren't just about preparation. They're about evolution, second by second. You win when you stop following and start reacting. Have you ever stuck to a plan that failed you? Comment your experience below. We all learn from it. I didn't see him, but I trusted him with my life. We entered the building in pairs. Tight hallways, no intel. I covered the door. He took the corridor. His voice crackled in my comms. Advance, I've got you. No hesitation. I moved, fast. I didn't check the left, didn't peek, didn't hesitate. I just believed he was there. Seconds later, shots, not mine. His, one enemy down, then another. He cleared my blind spot without me even knowing it was threatened. When we met at the next checkpoint, he just nodded. That nod said everything. In Airsoft, trust isn't given, it's built. Through drills, through losses, through watching someone fail and still have your back next game. I used to think communication was about shouting positions, but it's more than that. It's about confidence, rhythm, knowing how your team moves before they move. That's how you cover ground without looking back. Now I know, some of the best teammates aren't loud. They're just there when it matters. And sometimes, that quiet cover saves everything. Have you played with someone like that? Drop their name below. Give them credit. The field was quiet, but my mind was screaming. I was pinned behind cover. No footsteps, no movement, just my breathing, my heartbeat, and doubts louder than gunfire. What if I peek and get hit? What if I ruin the push? I always thought pressure made you sharper, but no, pressure exposes the cracks. I peeked once, missed, then froze again, hands shaking, mouth dry. I wasn't fighting the enemy, I was fighting myself. Then I remembered what my captain once told me. Your brain can only focus on one thing. Pick wisely. So I shut everything out, took one breath, and then moved. Not fast, but focused. Peeked again, fired, hit confirmed. I didn't feel like a hero. I felt clear. That shot wasn't luck, it was choice. From that moment on, I trained my mind, not just my aim, because focus isn't talent, it's a skill, and skills are trained. Now when pressure builds, I breathe, I isolate, I act, because the real battlefield, it's not just outside, it's between your ears. Has your mind ever worked against you mid-game? You're not alone. Comment, been there. It was supposed to be a quick flank. 3 of us, light gear, fast entry. But 10 minutes in, we hadn't fired a shot. No contact, no confirmation. Just dirt, sweat, and silence. The plan felt useless. I almost called it off. Then we heard it. Rapid fire from the front lines. They were pinned. Our squad was stuck, exposed. If we aborted now, they were done. So we pushed. Not fast, smart, tree to tree, check corners. Communicate in hand signals only. When we finally reached the ridge behind enemy lines, we saw everything. Their squad had tunnel vision. No one expected us from the back. We moved like ghosts. 3 shots, 3 tags. Chaos broke. Our team broke through. All because we didn't rush the mission, because we trusted the process. I learned something then. Sometimes the longest flank is the shortest path to victory. Everyone wants fast glory, but patience wins wars. Have you ever held the line so long it didn't feel worth it? Until it was? Share that story. We've all had a long flank. 5 seconds. That's all we had. Enemy squad pushing the objective. 2 teammates down. It was just me and the countdown. No time for plans. No time for flanks. Just instinct. I sprinted through the open. Not smart, not safe, but necessary. I heard the beeping, final seconds. Then a shadow. I dove. Hit the ground firing. 1 down, 2 down. Beep stopped. Silence. Then cheering. We had held the point. Just barely. Not because I was fast, but because I committed. Hesitation kills more than mistakes. That day taught me. If you're going in, go all in, no halfway. Sometimes it's better to be bold and wrong than slow and perfect. 5 seconds, one decision. That's all it takes to shift momentum. Have you ever had to risk it all in one move? Comment below. That's when legends are made. They were aiming at me, and that's exactly what we needed. I broke cover early, too early, ran across open space. All eyes turned, all barrels followed. That moment wasn't a mistake, it was the plan. While I dodged fire and dove into the trench, my squad moved silently on the left flank. Every shot fired at me bought them meters, and all I had to do was survive long enough. I took a hit to the leg, didn't stop. Crawled the rest of the way, radio buzzing in my ear. Push successful, point cleared. I laughed into the dirt, they never saw it coming. Sometimes being the decoy is the most important role. The one who draws fire, buys victory. It's not about looking like the hero, it's about playing your part. Airsoft isn't always glory. It's sacrifice, strategy, and distraction. Have you ever taken the hit for the win? Tell your story. Your pain probably saved the game. No one fired, no one spoke. 4 of us advanced in total silence. No footsteps, no radio chatter, only eye contact and head nods. We weren't ghosts, but we moved like it. The enemy was louder, calling positions, yelling for backup. We crept through shadows, took alternate paths, avoided open ground. Every breath felt heavy, every second stretched like a minute. Then it happened. They were distracted at the front, and we were behind them. Perfect angle, perfect timing. First tag, second, panic erupted. The rest tried to fall back, but the trap had already closed. That push, it didn't look exciting on camera, but it won us the game. No hero shots, no slow motion, just pure coordination and control. Sometimes the quiet plays speak loudest. Everyone wants the epic clips, but strategy beats style every time. Ever made a move no one noticed that changed everything? Tell us. Real players know. Breach time. We stood by the door, stacked tight, 3 players. 1 call, no time to hesitate. Go. Flash out. Boom. And we were in. I didn't think, just moved. Cleared right. Shots rang out left. Our 3rd man dropped. We didn't look back. We couldn't. Room by room we moved. No time for fear, only flow. Each corner held risk. Each push demanded trust. Because in a breach, there's no second guessing. After it was over, we walked out with bruises, sweat, and the point. We didn't win with force. We won with trust, with each one doing their job, without question. Breach work is brutal, but beautiful, because you're only as strong as the one behind you. Who's your most trusted entry partner? Tag them. They deserve it. I was the first one out. Didn't even see who got me. I just dropped. Game had barely started. 15 seconds in, and I was done. At first I was mad, embarrassed. Thought I ruined the game. But then I watched and realized something. That move exposed their position, and my team adapted instantly. They pushed the opposite side, flanked clean, took the point while I sat in respawn, frustrated until I saw the replay. My failure was actually the trigger for our win. We think only the last player matters, the one who scores, but sometimes the one who falls first sets the entire win in motion. I stopped hating my early outs. Now I study them, because even getting hit teaches something. Ever been the first one out and still helped your team win? Let's hear it. We were both pinned, different barriers, same field, same mission. But in that moment, I forgot the plan. All I cared about was getting to him. He was hit and couldn't move. The ref hadn't reached him yet. I could have waited, could have held my position, but something kicked in, team over safety. I moved fast, low and loud, took fire, slid into cover right next to him. He looked at me and laughed. "Why'd you come?" I said, "So you wouldn't sit here alone." I knew I couldn't revive him, but I could show up. That mattered. Sometimes it's not about the play, it's about the presence. We're soldiers in a game, but still human. And in that mud next to him, I learned support isn't always a shot. Sometimes it's just showing up. You ever stayed behind with someone? Just because? That's a different kind of brotherhood. Comment if you've been that player, or if someone ever stayed with you when it didn't matter, but meant everything. I trusted the smoke. That was my first mistake. We threw 2 grenades, created a screen. It looked perfect, cover between buildings. But I forgot something critical. Smoke moves, and so do enemies. I advanced fast, eyes low, head down. Expected to be invisible. Expected the smoke to hide me. But wind shifted. Suddenly I was clear as day, wide open, and they were waiting. I got lit up, didn't even fire back. I was out before I understood what went wrong. In the safe zone, I watched the wind curl around buildings, watched how they used smoke to confuse us, not shield us. That day, I stopped trusting cover blindly, stopped believing in safe zones, started reading the field, watching the way things shift. Tactics don't just live in plans, they live in what changes. Smoke, cover, shadows. They're not tools, they're variables. Learn them, adapt to them. Ever been betrayed by something you thought would protect you? Share it. We all learn that way. My gun jammed mid-fight, worst timing imaginable. I ducked behind cover, trying not to panic. All I heard was pressure. My squad needed me, and I had nothing. I cleared the chamber once, twice, still stuck. In the distance, enemies closed in. I waved my teammate over. He tossed me his backup. Without a word, I switched weapons, moved wide, flanked hard. Their squad never saw it coming. I got 2 tags before mine rejoined. He said, "All good?" I nodded. We moved forward like nothing happened. Later I realized that jam wasn't a failure. It was a pivot, a test of teamwork. And in that moment, gear didn't win the game. Trust did. Your best weapon might not be in your hands. It might be standing next to you. Ever had to switch plans fast? Or trust someone mid-chaos? Drop your story, because malfunctions make memories. Last man standing. That's what the radio said. Everyone else was out. I looked around. Empty buildings, open field, dead silence. Then I heard it. Movement. Close. I ducked behind cover, checked my mag. Half full. One enemy, or three. Didn't matter. I wasn't going down without trying something smart. I made noise on the left, then moved right, threw a rock to fake footsteps, baited them into peeking. One down. Two more came out. I hit one, then went dark. I didn't win, but I didn't roll over. And when the whistle blew, my team said, "You almost had it." They weren't disappointed. They were proud. Being the last one doesn't mean being alone. It means representing the whole squad. Ever been the final player and felt the weight? Drop a below. We get it. Click. No bang. I was out. Middle of a close quarters push. And my mag was dry. I ducked into cover, heart racing. No backup nearby, no time to reload. Just figure it out. I pulled my pistol. No kill switch. No distance. Every shot would have to count. I peeked, tagged one, moved fast, used corners as shields, became unpredictable. In the end, I held the room, barely, out of breath, low on gear, but I learned something critical. Running out of ammo isn't the end if you don't panic. Your mind is stronger than your loadout. Train your calm, train your pivot. That's what saves you. When your gear fails, ever faced a moment where your tools gave out and instinct kicked in? Tell your no ammo story. That's where real players emerge. We weren't supposed to take the hill. Too exposed, too steep, too risky. But when the front line collapsed, someone had to take high ground. And we said, we'll try. The climb was brutal. Loose rocks, no cover, fire from above. We zigzagged, crawled, advanced inch by inch. Two of us fell, three made it.